Be honest. Most people think Bitcoin is just digital gold, something you buy, hold, and hope goes up. But while everyone's been staring at the price chart, the world's largest stablecoin just announced it's coming back to Bitcoin, natively, on the base layer, this month. Talking about Tether's USDT, $140 billion in circulation. Processes more daily volume than Visa, and for the past decade, almost all of it has lived on other blockchains. Ethereum, Tron, not Bitcoin. Thing most people don't know. USDT actually launched on Bitcoin back in 2014. It used a protocol called Omni, built on top of Bitcoin's base layer. It worked, but it was slow and expensive. So USDT migrated, and today, 92% of all USDT lives on Ethereum and Tron. It's about to change. Tether just announced they're bringing USDT back to Bitcoin. Not through Omni this time, through something called the RGB protocol, version 0.11.1, and the rollout is being led by a company called UTEXO, which Tether itself backed with $7.5 million in seed funding. What is RGB? This is where it gets interesting. RGB is a client-side validated smart contract system for Bitcoin. Instead of putting all the contract data on the blockchain, it only stores tiny cryptographic commitments. The actual contract state, who owns what, lives off-chain and is validated by the parties involved, not by miners, not by validators. Like this. The Bitcoin blockchain becomes a notary. It timestamps and anchors these commitments, but the actual contract logic runs privately between the people who care about it. This means three things: privacy, no blockchain bloat, and full Bitcoin security anchoring. No new token, no sidechain. This is fundamentally different from how USDT works on Ethereum. On Ethereum, every transfer is a public transaction. The whole world can see it. With RGB on Bitcoin, transfers are private. Only the sender and receiver know the details. The blockchain just sees a cryptographic proof that the rules were followed. Killer feature. RGB plus Lightning Network. USDT transactions can route over the same Lightning channels that already move Bitcoin. Instant settlement. Fractional cent fees. And here's the best part. Every Lightning-enabled wallet automatically becomes a stablecoin wallet. No infrastructure change needed. Sink in. There are over 200 million Lightning-enabled wallets today. Payment companies, exchanges, remittance services, all of them can plug into Bitcoin native USDT without changing anything. The payment rails are already built. They've been here the whole time. UTEXO is the company making this happen. They've built the APIs, the SDKs, the user interface tools, and a live mint bridge. If you want to move USDT from Ethereum to Bitcoin, they've built the on-ramp. They're not just speculating about what could work. They've built the pipes. It matters for another reason. Tron currently dominates USDT transfers. Roughly half of all USDT lives on Tron, a chain with 27 validators. 27 entities control the network that moves half the world's stablecoin volume. Bitcoin's security model is fundamentally different. Thousands of nodes. Proof of work. No single point of failure. The bigger picture here is massive. Bitcoin is evolving from a store of value into a settlement layer for the world's most used currency. Not through a new token, not through a sidechain, through the same base layer that's been running for 17 years. The hardest money ever created becomes the rails for the most liquid stablecoin. This isn't happening in a vacuum. Lightning Labs already shipped Taproot assets, which lets you issue stablecoins on Lightning. Tether launched USDT on Taproot assets back in March. Now RGB adds a different approach, client-side validation instead of on-chain proofs. Two paths, same destination. Bottom line, USDT launched on Bitcoin in 2014 through Omni. It left. Now it's coming back through RGB. The circle closes. But this time, Lightning Network exists. 200 million wallets. Instant, cheap, private stablecoin transfers on the most secure network in the world. The stablecoin wars just got Bitcoin as the battlefield. If you're stacking sats, you're already positioned for what's coming. If you found this valuable, zap some sats. The Lightning address is on screen.